Hey guys, and welcome back. So doing an update on my Atemoyas today. So here, this one is my I'm not sure what it is, but this branch here that is having fruits right now is a PPC. So this is the first season here that I actually have some PPCs, and as you can see, this tree is somewhat overgrown here because I chop it off. I was gonna get rid of it, but then the PPC it came out, so it's fruiting. So I'm keeping this one more year, and then after I harvest these guys here, it's gonna go away. I just don't have the space for it. I think it's just too much here on this left side of my house. But this here, PPC, it was pollinated a little bit later than the other varieties here, but I think these guys here, they look like PPCs, unlike the main tree that was a gift to me. Supposed to be PPC, but it's not. But here, PPCs, beautiful. So this guy here, they might they might be ready to be harvested in a few months, but I'm not sure. It could be delayed up until maybe March, April, May, who knows? But who cares? PPCs, first season. So I'll probably cut these branches and graft them to my African Pride next season, and then get rid of this tree because it's trying to clean up this side of the house a little bit. Here in SoCal, September. Let's go to the other side and look at my other trees and see how far they have come along, and then you guys can compare to your trees. Alrighty, so these two trees here are my two main trees. So this is my Gaffner to the left, and this is my African Pride to the right. So these two trees were planted at the same time, maybe 5-6 years ago, probably 6. But the Gaffner is doing a lot better because as you can see, it's a lot bigger, has a lot more leaves versus the African Pride. I think it's because of the sun. But regardless, these guys here are being covered right now. Right now it's almost midday. It's midday, but it's being covered by the neighbor's tree. So every 4 years they prune that tree bare. So hopefully next season is going to be a little bit better. But it's doing okay. So this is my African Pride. Right now it is mid-September, so things are coming along quite well. So here is a very beautiful African Pride. Look at that, beautiful. Let me see if I can, there, beautiful. So this, I would say maybe 3/4 of a pound. So this guy here will probably get up to a pound, 1.2 or 1.5 pounds. So beautiful. So this guy here is very good to ship. If you plan to to ship your Atemoyas, this is one of the varieties I would recommend, because as you can see, the skin is smooth. So so these spikes here, they don't get damaged easily. So some bubble wraps and you'll be fine compared to the Geffners, which I will show you in a little bit here. But look at that, beautiful. Somewhat similar sizes. But this guy here was pollinated a little bit later, so I think this guy may or may not ripen at the same time as these guys here, but that's okay. So these guys here will probably ripen in January, February, and then maybe that guy in March, April, May. Space it out a little bit. So I do have that going on with my other tree as well. But African Pride. So mid-September here in SoCal. Not sure what you guys, your tree looks like right now, but mine's doing good. And this season here, I was not able to set fruits where I wanted to set. So ideally, I would space them out and set somewhere nice, and let it hang like this guy here, and not have them bunch up like that. But this season here, I think this tree is not getting enough sun at the right place, and all the sun will pretty much concentrate up here, as you can see now, right? So the tree only sent out buds up here, so there wasn't anything I could do and the buds were limited, so I pollinated everything. So, you know, work with what I got. So, but regardless, beautiful African prides. So the tree is a little bit, you know, overgrown a little bit, but last season I pruned it twice, and I think I overdid it, and then the fruits did not mature properly, and then they ripened a little bit too early, and it did not taste good. So I'm leaving everything as is until the season is over, and then I'll prune it for the next season. I'll plant it for the next season, and then these two branches here, I'm training them up, so then it can have another maybe main branch over here to balance the tree out and have more fruits up here, because the sun is up here past that you know, roof line, and then maybe graft the PPCs into, you know, one of these two branches. So that's the plan for next season for my African pride. Decent healthy tree, not too bad. But here, this is this is the healthiest of all of them. This is my Geffner, but this branch here is not a Geffner. This is a Lisa. So this one here has a few varieties grafted on here, but this season I think it's just the Gaffner and the Lisa right now, and nothing else. And just look at that. This is a Lisa. Beautiful, right? A little bit salmon looking. So that's what they look like. This guy here is questionable. I was thinking whether I should abort this guy or not, but I left it then. Maybe I'll abort it later. I do have, you know, two more over here. Let me look over here. So here, this is another Lisa. Beautiful. This guy is all right. It's beautiful. So I think that you know what, maybe, so I do have three Lisa. You know what, I think the tree is big enough. I'll just leave that is, you know, that, and see how big it gets. If it doesn't get too big, then I'll get rid of it. But for now, let it be. So this, the Geffner. Now, you know, I mentioned earlier, you can see all these spikes here. It's delicate. So if you ship this, you know, these guys have a high chance of being damaged, and the fruits won't look so good. So there they are. So this season here, I pretty much just set as they come. I didn't really think about how many I set, but because it's a big tree and I don't really need them to be as their optimal size, so I just let it be. But they're turning out to be very, very good looking. So this guy here was pollinated later. So this guy here, hopefully will be ready in you know, March, April, May, June, or whenever. You know, just extend the season a little bit. Here is another questionable one. You know, should I abort this or should I not? It doesn't look, you know, very uniform. This guy's not coming out. You know, who cares? Some more. Now that's beautiful. Look at that. That's a Gaffner. So this guy here can get big. They can be like 1.5 pounds, maybe 1.75 even. My Lindstrom is the one that they get big. Those can get up to 3 pounds. But here, some more Gaffner. Beautiful. Not sure what you guys, your fruits are looking like, but here's another questionable one. But I'll let it be. Here's one, that's all right. Here's one smaller, maybe May. And then I have stuff up here. Beautiful. Spider web, that's okay. So here, some more beautiful fruits. Gaffner, decent. Here it is. So I think, you know, it depends on what your garden looks like and how you want to set things up. But as you can see, my tree is a little bit low. I may set fruits a little bit higher and then clear down here, so then you can see the grass. I'm starting to grow some new grass because they die. I've been quite busy. But Geffner and African Pride. So one tree left. So this is my Lindstrom. This year, it's been blocked. Not enough sun. You can see my lawn in the back is blocking the thing completely. And here's another one. This one is my my wax apple or jambu. It's blocking the sun. It has no sun, so it is struggling. It has it has 4 fruits, but it wasn't really developing. So it was right here. So I took that away. So these are Lindstrom, and the shape is not the best neither. So these guys, it can get to be big, it can get to be 3 pounds, but then no sun. No sun. So I may have to get rid of this tree, or just let it be, or maybe graft it somewhere else. But I do have 2 more varieties graft on here, and they're doing decent. So up here, this is my Lisa. So the Lisa is beautiful, so I decided to graft it, continue grafting it to my other tree. But this right here, it was grafted this season. Look how small it is. It's smaller than my pinky, and 1 fruit. Beautiful. And then this is my my red Geffner. It had a lot more. It had like maybe 7 or 8 even, and then I pretty much pruned it, and it's kind of not very appealing because it has a lot of scales. Look at that. Look at all the scales. And not a lot of sun. No sun. You can see it's completely shaded. Here, completely shaded. It gets a little bit sun in the morning. So the sun comes up right there, so it shines a little bit of ray here, and then after 10, and then this big long and tree kind of pretty much shaded. And then through the day that tree shaded, and then in maybe 3 to 4, and then it gets a little bit of sun. But it is in a bad location. Maybe I'll let it grow higher, or just get rid of it, or just move everything up higher. And then the red Gaffner too as well. The reason why I think a lot of scales are on here on this particular side, because of the water. I think the water, the moisture coming up, condensation, everything. I think the scales, they love it. So and with the water, the mold comes along. You can see that lots of mold. Mold. The longan is okay. It doesn't get the mold because I think it's higher. My guava, it did get last season. This season a little bit better. Maybe it's because it's healthier. And here, this is my sabadilla. Right here, all mold. So I decided to grow everything up there. So it's a little bit better. So we'll see what happens. But there you have it. My Atemoyas here, mid-September, looking very good. Not this tree particularly, but my Gaffner and my African Pride, they're doing quite well. All right, guys, that's it. My Atemoyas here in SoCal, September, looking beautiful. This is my favorite right here, the Lisa. Beautiful. All right, that's it, guys. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up, and if you would like to stay up to date with me and my trees, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a great day.